Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. I want us to start this analysis by going through a tweet that was shared by Gabriel Oguda in his X handle. And in that tweet, Gabriel Oguda talks about the tribulations that Rigathi-Gachagua is facing being in Kenya Kwanza. And from the tweet and from the posting which he had shared, because he took a snapshot of a certain magazine, I think, which was talking about the challenges that Rigathi-Gachagua is facing being in Kenya Kwanza. So this is what Gabriel Oguda first of all said. Gachagua has sent his allies to threaten Ruto. Bwana, we are not even 2 years into the regime, and the Asla nation has started falling apart at the seams. A halftime at the government shareholders stadium along Hatupangwingwi Road. Kongoi FC 4-2 to Genge Wanderers. So this is what Gabriel Oguda shared. I think you understand when he talks about Kongoi FC, when he uses that term, is referring to Rift Valley formation. And when he talk about Tugege Wanderers, basically he's talking about the Mount Kenya formation. Those formations in those two regions, one Mount Kenya and one Rift Valley. So the bottom line in this tweet, ladies and gentlemen, is that it is alleged that Rigathi-Gachagua is facing it rough, and that explains so many things. It explains even how Gachagua has been lately, trying to distance himself from issues of taxations of like the farm produce, like what we mentioned in our last two analyses. So in this a tweet that Gabriel Oguda shared, he also shared a picture of whereby Gachagua is seen there. And in this picture, that appears to be a snapshot of a magazine. This is what it says. We are watching you, Gachagua allies tell Ruto. And the statement here is that, or the story is that, speaking in Embu yesterday, the leaders assured Gachagua of their political allegiance, while others vote to deal with any leader who may disrespect Gachagua on account of Raila's new relations with the government. So this is why I chose to bring this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, because it talks about the dalliance between Ruto and Raila. Again, it talks about leaders who could be belittling Rigathi-Gachagua. So I want us to go deeper into this analysis because the message here is very simple. We are watching you, Gachagua allies tell Ruto. So before we get further into the analysis, please, I'd like to kindly request you to subscribe to this channel and like this video so that YouTube can share it to other people not part of our audience. That is the only support I request from you, ladies and gentlemen. To those who supported us before, thank you so much for that support. So I want to expound on this point where the allies of Gachagua are telling a Ruto faction, we are watching you. First, I will go to Nyeri governor. There's a time the Nyeri governor talked about the issue of having two deputies in UDA, and we talked about it in this analysis, in this channel, whereby the idea of having two deputies in UDA was to make Gachagua weaker. So they realized that the reason why there were going to be two deputies, one of them was going to be Musalia Mudavadi, and by bringing Musalia Mudavadi to a level of a deputy of UDA, it was going to make Gachagua weaker. So they saw that narrative, or they saw that plan and decided to hit back at it. Also, there is the issue of Ndindi Nyoro. There are people who believe that the Ruto faction is using Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah to fight Gachagua. There is also that narrative. This is not something that we can run away from. That is sin. That's why you find that lately Ndindi Nyoro has been traversing the Mount Kenya, the Rift Valley, trying to position himself as an alternative to Gachagua. There are people who said, and they've been saying about Gachagua kwamba in Nyeri they produced a vice president, that is Mwai Kibaki. They also produced a president, Mwai Kibaki. They have produced a vice president. So they are looking at this whole scenario and saying that maybe they will one day produce another president. So there are other faction areas within Mount Kenya ambazo zimegundua kwamba ni kama zimekuwa zinatumia tu kuraba stamp. Hao kazi yao ni kusema kupiga tu kura. So that realization came to the people of Mount Kenya, especially even the Meru area. Now wakasema hapana, it cannot be Nyeri all the time. So Gachagua is really facing the music in Mount Kenya politics, because ukiangalia the latest politics of Mount Kenya, unapata Gachagua has found himself on the defensive, trying to justify the reason why he is supposed to be the kingpin and why he is still the kingpin. So most of the time he goes out of his way na anatumia nguvu excessively. So this is very critical here. You know, Nyeri produced Vice President Mwai Kibaki, produced a president, has produced again a deputy president. So it's okay for Gachagua allies who are in Nyeri, especially Nyeri. Sana sana naona kama ni like Wahiga anatoka Governor Kihiga anatoka Nyeri. Of course yeye ndio mmoja amekuwa kidefend Gachagua. Ilimbidi defend Gachagua because kama si Gachagua angesimamia deputy president, maybe Gachagua angetaka kusimamia governor wa Nyeri. So he knows that he needs Gachagua to continue being there. Of course Gachagua will not be a governor now that he's become a deputy president. We don't foresee him angling towards that position again. Yeah, ashapanda ladder yuko juu. So what we expect from Gachagua ni presidency ama prime cabinet position. You know, those are the kind of positions which you expect from Gachagua. Lakini being a governor sahi sidhani kama itawezekana in future. So let's get back to this narrative. You know, we are watching you. Gachagua allies tell Ruto. To me, Gabriel Voguda venye anasema kwamba Gachagua has sent his allies to threaten Ruto. Of course, maybe he has not directly hinted at doing that. But you see, because the people are realizing that that is what is happening, sasa inabidi they come back fighting for Gachagua. I will tell you here for free, without fear or contradiction, that there is political realignment in UDA. And that brings about the concept of Ndindi Nyoro. So question is how Ndindi Nyoro is going to replace Gachagua. Most of the Gachagua allies believe that Ndindi Nyoro is being used to fight Gachagua. This is something that I think you've gone through, especially with the social media. You've either read about it or heard about it in the mainstream media, but that is something that is being pushed. In another analysis whereby you will actually, if you watch that video or if you will watch that video, there is a part there where Caleb Amisi, in one of his attacks on Musalia Mudavadi, because Caleb Amisi has been on Musalia Mudavadi's neck lately. He talked about kujipanga kwa Ndindi Nyoro. Of course there is Rigathi Gachagua, but wamegundua kwamba Ndindi Nyoro anajipanga for either 2027 or 2032. So if it's 2032, anajipanga kumtoa Gachagua kabisa katika race. If it's 2027, anajipanga kuwa deputy wa William Ruto. No, these are some of the realignments that I've spotted in this political dispensation, that Ndindi Nyoro anajipanga, and that was echoed by Honorable Caleb Amisi, the Saboti Member of Parliament. And I talked about that in another analysis. I believe if you keep watching our videos, then utapata kuna hiyo video tuliongelea Caleb Amisi. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to raise my case here. But do you agree with Gabriel Oguda's posting that Gachagua ametuma allies wa marafiki zake ama his proxies to deal with the Ruto formation? Do you believe so? Personally, I do believe so. But you can just go below the comment section and tell us what you think about that, you know, that all political drama, hiyo realignment, na hiyo Ndindi Nyoro, na hiyo mambo ya Gachagua na the proxies, the allies, the friends who have been sent to deal with the Ruto's, you know, faction. Just go below the comment section and offer your reaction. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you have not subscribed, please take 1 second and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.